if you ever happen to see him, he's Dr. Tofu. You see him, you say, hey, you're Dr. Tofu, and he'll be like, yes, now can I check your spine?
That actually brings me some memories to when I was actually casting the role of the male runner in my project. Initially, we wanted to go with someone who sounded like Richard Cox, right? And we tried many different voice actors. It didn't work out. And this one actress by the name of Sakusa Genai, she offered to audition. And of course, her voice is more similar to Sarah Strange. Right, we listened to so we decided, okay, we'll try a Sarah Strange style voice, and we took her audition. Right, I listened to it myself, listened to it again, and I sent it off to Mark and Tim to see what they thought. And Tim's exact response was, "Are you sure you haven't got the real Sarah Strange here?" Because that's what it was like. He thought she sounded like the actual Sarah Strange, and so we ended up going with her, and couldn't be happier. She also did the voice of P-chan as well. The actor we cast as Ryoga Inukai. He could do a good Ryoga voice, but his P-chan sounded too similar to his Ryoga voice. It was like more like wee, but he couldn't do that squeaky sort of sounding sort of voice. And Sakusa Genai, she did some takes as P-chan, and so we ended up using her voice as P-chan. Some of Inukai's voice, some of his lines as P-chan were pretty well given the circumstances of the scene, but for the most part it's Sakusa Genai doing the voice of P-chan. And we also you mentioned Sone earlier. I forgot to mention as well that DJ Clive, he does the voice of Sone in this project, and he just nails it right down to the sniveling. It's just you have to listen to it. I guess it's hilarious.
Well, that whole thing that P-chan does to me bad too. Even though I'm Ryota, I can't really do the squeals myself. I could try something, but it wouldn't sound just like it. So
we only contact Jack's fat friend.
Yes, it's my fat friend. Not the skinny one. But yes, I brought him over to my house, and he recorded some P-chan squeals, and we'll be using that for Bridge. And if we end up needing more, I'll bring him over again. I'll offer him some pizza. Yeah.
How about Hapasai?
Okay, well, for our series, actually, funny story at Hapasai is with Hapasai that Yusentio died. Not that I wanted to be this big role hogger, but when I had originally watched Ranma, those were the two that I always tried to do an impression of. Like I would watch Ranma and be like, Hapasai's on the street. What a hole! And everyone else, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Hey, I'd end up being in call, and he would start doing the voice. So naturally, in a group of voice actors, when one person starts doing a voice, everyone starts vaguely mimicking them, so they'll start, oh! And then, through doing that, I remember we just started laughing. So, that's how, completely unrelated, I ended up with the role of Chinkensai.
And every time we link each other or something and we don't like it, we just go, yes.
Well, I've been trying to voice Hapasai for my Ranma fan-dubs. And yeah, so here it goes.
What a hole! What a hole!
It sounds like Hapasai on helium. Yeah. For Hapasai in my project, we hired I was looking for a role, and we actually ended up going with a fellow who calls himself Super Saiyan Ferb33, who was actually if I recall correctly, he was a friend of Mark's, and he was pretty good with the role. He just really nailed the whole disgusting old lech type of voice, and it was great. Like you might have seen the clip that I actually posted a preview clip with various samples of the different voice actors, and we had his lines. Oh, I feel so soft and warm. That's like his slobbering sort of voice, That's.
Well, I was copying his high school tour the other day, and when I saw him there.
Hey, check this out. I am your great Cornholio. I need TV for a bunghole. There's another pervert. name of the law. Next question.
So, the next question goes to you, Mr. Wright, once again. I heard that JW Studios are still working on the project, so when will we expect to finally see the Ranma Declaration of Motherhood on DVD?
Okay, well, we're hoping to get this out later at the end of this year, or hopefully next year at the latest. You know, I don't want to keep putting promises on there because it looks like we're going to complete, but there may be a delay with the animation, and but you know, if it's not done by the end of this year, we're going to be releasing some completed scenes and animatics, you know, on the internet for people to, you know, get their taste buds going. And the DVD we plan on releasing. We'll release the film in its entirety on DVD, right? And actually, I should say series because we decided to chop it up into segments, right? Because it was long enough to make into segments, and like little episodes, I should say. And yeah, so that's going to be released on DVD, and that's going to be uncensored, and it's no worse than what you would see in the cartoon, but still for the release on YouTube, right? Everything would be blacked out and censored and the like.
Yes. So will buyers in the States be able to purchase the DVD? Like, do you know around what cost should they charge it?
Yeah, we'll be charging about $25 Australian for that, plus the postage, and postage to the US would probably be about $10. So that would be $35. In fact, to people who donate $35 Australian to the PayPal account, we accept donations, you know, to fund the production, because you see, like these things aren't free. You know, the character animation, that can be like $10 per frame, and you know, so like say we've got a frame, like there might be one frame with like the alternate layers of the arms moving and the mouth moving and whatnot. Okay, that would just be $10 because you know it's just a alternate frames on a base image, right? But then we got a sequence of maybe a character running or jumping, and say that might be, I don't know, like 10 or say how about 20 frames? You know, that'd be what, $200, you know. And so over these years, you know, I've spent untold thousands of dollars on this project, and you know it's originally it was just I had no intention of selling it. I was just going to post it on YouTube and the like, but you know, it's just cost so much money that we simply can't afford to release it for free anymore, not uncensored anyways and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why the DVD we're going to get released. And actually, one thing that I should point out as well is that some people have actually asked how we plan on distributing this legally, right? And well, there's a couple get out of jail free cards. You see, if you were to go to Japan, go to a manga store there, you know, you might find, let's see, what's this? This is Sailor Moon, here's Dragon Ball Z, here's this, here's that. They're all on the one shelf. These are all the official comics. Okay, what's on the other shelf? Oh, this is fan fiction. They're selling, what's this? Sailor Moon fan fiction, there's Dragon Ball Z fan fiction, there's Ranma fan fiction, there's this, there's that. Basically, if you were to go to these places, you would find the official manga on one shelf, and you'd find the fan-published comics on the shelf directly opposite. That's called a doujinshi, which is self-published fan projects.
Doujinshi.
Yeah. Basically, in Japan, they consider it free advertising, and they don't take legal action so long as you do not use a frame from the actual anime or a scan of a page from the manga. See, as long as you don't use any copyrighted material of theirs, right? Obviously, you can use their characters, draw this original fan art, right? Tell the original story, and it's considered a get out of jail free card, you know, because you're not using any any copyrighted images. It's 100% fan art, and so as long as it's 100% fan art, they consider it free advertising, and they don't take legal action. And there's another get out of jail free card, at least in the United States, is to include a scene, regardless of whether it's graphic or not. In the United States, the term erotic cartoons falls under the category of parody, which in turn and of course it's legal to parody other people's work, and so that's why people can sell of different animes and not get into any trouble about that. Now, once again, my project is not a project, but you know that the sex scene that's in there, you know, like Rama's impregnation and stuff like that would probably make it eligible to be sold legally under that grounds. I will get this out. One thing that Nabiki does in this thing is actually take pictures of Ranma and the father during the act. So, and she obviously yeah. So obviously there's some blackmail footage there, obviously. Yeah, but once again, we don't see any genitals and stuff. Everything is all conveniently hidden by either the man's back or by the covers or by something conveniently in the way one or another. You know, basically we don't see anything below the belt.
I'm forced to assume that by the end of the movie, either Gemma or Akane or both kill themselves. With the realization that Rama is pregnant with another man's child. I can only assume seppuku is the last option available.
I do have to inquire. I've heard a lot of rumors about the father. Obviously, I don't expect you to unveil anything, but I've heard two. I've heard one saying it's Ataru Moriboshi. I've heard another saying it's this strange fan-fictional character named Werejite.
Oh, don't get me started on that. There was some guy pretending to be me, trolling my videos and just spreading nonsense out around the place. So I can emphatically say that the father is not a fan character. It's indeed a character that was created by Rumiko Takahashi. But of course, his identity shall remain anonymous for now.
Which can only make me assume brings you back to my point. Then I'd be certain that Akane would kill herself.
I'm speculating by saying it's either Totowaki Kuno or Ryoga Hibiki.
I'm thinking it's Ataru Moriboshi. I think it might be Yatsuba from Meisai Joju.
Yeah, I've actually been taking votes of everyone who thinks who the father was, and Ataru Moriboshi, he actually got one vote. I think you might have been the person who voted that. I don't recall, but we got it
on DeviantArt, maybe I think I saw it.
Yeah, we've been the number one fan favorite seems to be Ryoga Hibiki at the moment. Like he's right. The number of people who said, "Oh, it's Ryoga," his votes just pile through the roof. Like you wouldn't believe. He's got something like, I don't know, 50 or 60 votes or something on him right now. I can't remember exactly offhand, but it's a very high number.
You know, you brought up the fishing rod of love chapter, which automatically makes fans think and come to that conclusion.
I do have to ask, obviously without revealing anything, does the actual father have any votes? The one that you have chosen, does it have any votes on your poll?
Maybe not.
Okay. I do have a question. Is the Spring of Drowned Men available in the thing?
We do have a flashback to Rama's wedding at the end of the manga, in which the Jusenkyo guide actually sent a barrel of Spring of Drowned Man, where we have the whole that scene from the anime is all not scene from the anime. Sorry, that scene from the manga is all going to be animated and stuff like that. You know that you might recall.
So, hold up. So you're saying that we reached the conclusion of the manga where Rama resolves his feelings for Akane, and then he gets pregnant to a dude.
It will all be clear once the thing is out. But I'm just saying that we included a flashback from that thing. We actually tried to make this open to, if they want to follow the manga, they can say, okay, put this in the manga. If they want to follow the anime, they can put this in the manga. The one thing that I've always found very unique about the manga is that really there was very very little in the anime to actually contradict the possibility of the unpublished manga chapters actually being made. You know, because like if you were to watch the anime were to go, then you were to read the untelevised manga, right? There would be virtually nothing in there to indicate that okay, there was no way this would have happened in the other continuity. So we try to keep this open for people who want to follow both. But we do indeed have a flashback at the to the final manga chapter, and of course there are a few manga exclusive characters in there. There are also a couple anime exclusive characters in there as well, and so we leave this open to the viewers as to whether this is set in the manga or set in the anime, even though it does include the flashback to the final manga chapter.
And now the fifth question goes to you both, Ranmarotto and BlackmageBrad. I realized you voiced Hiroshi and Daisuke on your show, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, you are right.
So, what do you think of them?
Hiroshi, well, let's just say he's a little From what I gather from the show, he's kind of a little bit of a. He's not a big fan of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. I think he's very Mondo cool.
He's not that Mondo cool. I feel like Daisuke has a lot of darkness hidden in him.
He's got that story.
He's got a tough boy,
Especially when he made his cameo in Persona 4. That was tough.
Yeah, that was really rough. He is a guy who clearly doesn't know how to interact with others. Unsure of his relationship with Hiroshi, especially considering Hiroshi's gigantic interest in Rama. You know, it's rough, especially whenever you have someone as fearful as Rama to deal with. So it's a big struggle in the background Daisuke has throughout the entirety of Rama 1/2, and Hiroshi as well. I'm fully anticipating a side manga by Rumiko Takahashi resolving their plot line, because there's still too many questions that haven't answered.
I wonder, you know, every time I think his memory gets reset about Ramna, I think every time he does Eat for Dead things, I think he suffers from dyslexia because of his great-grandmother's a gene from that great-grandfather was unidentified. And so we don't know his full genetics. We don't know all the way going back, you know, what part of Japan he came from. We don't know
we did
this disease from somebody else.
We did open a poll. Asking people who his ancestor is, and we've gotten a surprising amount of votes for Jokin.
A lot for Jokin. I had a couple Totosa in there. And quite a few of the raccoon dude. That doesn't really matter.
I imagine it's likely written in kanji as well, so we don't speak Japanese.
We don't speak Sanji Tatsumi of the Angel School of Martial Arts.
Little known fact about Hiroshi and Daisuke. Jack and I live about 2 states away from each other, but when we need to record, I make a road trip up there. I pack up all my stuff.
He gets his thing.
You know, I pack up my 3 Tadewaki Kuno body pillows and put them into my car. I bring them up to Massachusetts to record. We go into Jack's basement and we make sure that while we record, we hold hands. It is just absolutely nothing without the hand holding. It's just nothing.
Nothing without the hands.
It's just you go. One thing that's going to appear in about episode 10 that we have recorded is I like making trips up there. It's nice to be prepared. Hiroshi and Daisuke need to be ready. So when they go 20% power increase. Yeah,
see, it's nothing because we're not holding hands right now.
Yeah, we're completely out of sync on an emotional level, on a vocal level. It's not the same. Like, I don't think we'd ever be able to record Hiroshi and Daisuke separately.
It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be right.
It just simply wouldn't work.
It's funny you should mention Hiroshi and Daisuke because Tim and I actually both played Daisuke at one stage or another. I cast Tim as originally I was going to cast Tim as Moose, but at the time he wasn't really interested in Rama 1/2, and when he eventually got into Rama 1/2, right, the role of Moose was taken. But I thought his voice sounded good for Hiroshi as well, so I cast him as Hiroshi, and in Mindy-chan, when she actually made a few fan dubs of some brief clips from the OAVs, I actually got cast as Hiroshi, and so I had this weird accent for him. It was like sort of this accent, sort of like ish. You know, I tried to match Hiroshi's voice, and for whatever reason, it sort of sounded some like I don't know, some southern. British or was it Welsh? I'm not sure exactly what the accent is, but that's the kind of voice that I ended up using for. It's Welsh, is it? Okay, well that's ended up being the voice that I used for Hiroshi, and it surprisingly went down pretty well. And yeah, I wonder what Tommy's up to this time.
You gotta remember, he's played by Jerry Clausen, who's Mondo cool.
Yeah. If we're still talking about the father, I can say that they've received 1 vote each. I think they might have received 2 votes. I have to look back at the list, but they've received votes. And
because of the Ramna influence.
Could it be possible that both of them are the father?
I remember one person actually theorized that at one stage.
I'm 90% certain, and you can completely remove this from the recording because I don't want to spoil it for fans. But I am 100%, I'm like 90 to 100% certain that the father is Azusa after she fell into the Spring of Drowned Men.
Is it Super Trunks?
Super Trunks? Super Trunks?
Super Trunks? Super Trunks? You know when he does Super?
I get right off the bat. I have to say again, the father is someone who was created by Rumiko Takahashi. Don't expect any Dragon Ball Z characters who've got to put him pregnant.
I think it's Hiroshi, Isuke, and Pidalation. We're not gonna see anything like Tuabara. We're not gonna see. I heard Monty D. Luffy was a possibility, but that's crossed out now, right?
Yeah, that's crossed out because that's not Rumiko Takahashi's child.
Fell into the Spring of Drowned fruit.
I'm going to have to start updating this. Considering all the theories you're coming up with, I'm going to start updating this guest list. Well, the list of all the people who have guessed it. I'm looking at the list right now, right, and there's so many. Oh, now that's disturbing. Haposai received 4 votes, and
maybe it's the guide?
Maybe
Plum is a disappointing dollar. I'm sure he could use another one. Right. Gotta have an heir to take care of the spring.
I've heard it might be Chio's father that is, in fact, the impregnator, because Chio wouldn't need her tomatoes.
well, you mean the father cats?
Shampoos for that.
You mean the father cats? Oh my
So,
lord.
like, somewhere in that scene.
Well, we don't.
But this is all fan speculation. This is all.
Yeah, just fan
Fan
speculation.
speculation. I will say this is that we actually have a few background cameos from characters from Rumiko Takahashi's other projects in there, like as little background cameos and the like. And so they'll be hidden away in a sort of Where's Wally kind of style. So just look out for those background characters.
So the father could, in fact, be the old man from the Mermaid Saga special. The one who lost his mustache.
That's you can theorize that. You can theorize that. I'm not saying yay or nay, and you can just keep
right.
speculating all you want.
So there is a possibility of a character from like Mermaid Saga or A.I.S or Inuyasha.
The character was indeed created by Rumiko Takahashi. That's all I can say.
I'm thinking it's the nun from One Pound Gospel.
Maybe the characters from Urusei Yatsura.
I'm thinking it might be Lum.
She actually has a cameo in that, as a matter of fact. She actually has a cameo in the background somewhere. You have to look out for her. You have to look out for her. Initially, I will say this initially that we weren't actually going to include any background characters from other TV shows. But they're when I commissioned this one sequence from Arwen-chan, right, which had a whole bunch of background people, right? She didn't know we were only focusing on purely Rumiko Takahashi characters in there, and she actually included a few characters in that in the background there who weren't created by Rumiko Takahashi. We made an exception this one time, but for the most part, all the background characters are created by Rumiko Takahashi.
While Ryoga is half of it, I have heard rumors that something really rough happens with his transformation. He ends up stuck as P-chan, and P-chan ends up the father. Really unfortunate.
Oh my.
So it's not
There's no bestiality in Mr. Ranmarotto. There's no bestiality.
I'm sorry. My friend Delta Neo X is absolutely convinced that is the case, and I'm sorry.
You can look him up. You can ask him to see. He was thinking it might be one of the famous race car drivers.
Yeah.
I think you should mention race car drivers. We actually have a cameo from one of the cameos is Ringo. Ringo from the Tendo Family Goes to the Amusement Park episode. She has a cameo in that. And as I said, we have some characters that were exclusive to both the manga and exclusive to the manga and exclusive to the anime. You know, they both appear in the comic. In the animation, so viewers can leave it to their own interpretation as to whether this is set in the manga or set in the anime continuity.
How about Kanatsu and Madame St. Paul?
Yeah, but Madame St. Paul be the father.
I think I'll write those down in the list of fan theories.
Alright, interesting.
And now, question number 6 goes to Mr. Jarrah White. I know this is hard to do, but could you explain your project in a nutshell?
Well, as I said, the story basically follows the idea of what would happen if Ranma got pregnant in his female form. Alright, now it explores basically what happens is that when Ranma gets pregnant, obviously the big obstacle is the whole seppuku thing, right? And so we've got Ranma trying to avoid revealing his pregnancy to his mum, and obviously if he does end up revealing it, try to avoid seppuku, try to reveal it honorably and stuff like that, which of course doesn't prove very easy. Of course, we got, as I mentioned before, we've got Nabiki, constantly blackmailing Ranma, and also we've got a few other things, like there's Tsubasa, who believes that Ranma got pregnant just to upstage him, upstage him with the motherly radiance or whatever and stuff, and so now Tsubasa is like trying to upstage Ranma back, and we've got you might have seen the preview pic, which showed what appears to be a pregnant Kanatsu. A pregnant Tsubasa. You might have seen that in the preview.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
You might have seen that in one of the.
That.
Well, there's one in the preview. There appears to be something like a pregnant Tsubasa. His pregnancy is a hoax. Anyways, the point is we got Tsubasa trying to upstage Ranma by pretending to be pregnant, and there's a few other things in there as well. We've got Kodachi, who is convinced that the father is boy type Ranma, and that now she's trying to kill Ranma, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
Man.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah, I know. So the point is there's a whole bunch of
arts at its best.
Yeah, so the point is a whole bunch of misadventures along the way, trying to get Ranma through this pregnancy and stuff. Like there are characters who are trying to help her and there's also there's those characters trying to either exploit her pregnancy or end it or this or that. And so the whole you have to assume, but that's basically the gist of it, is Ranma trying to essentially survive pregnancy. Trying to survive this, considering the dysfunctionalities of those around her and everything else.
So tell me if this is entirely possible or not, because one of my friends suggested this. They said that Ranma in fact gets an abortion.
Abortion is not in this. It is not in this, right? It's considered, right? I should say it's brought up. The idea of abortion is brought up, but Ranma doesn't go through with the abortion. She doesn't go through with abortion, and I believe her words was, I could never live with myself knowing that I murdered my own child.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a Ranma quote.
In a fanfiction.
Yeah.
And now, finally, the last question goes to you all. Well, could you tell us your thoughts on the Ranma 1/2 live-action TV special, and on the Ranma 1/2 Blu-rays?
Well, I saw the live action a couple days after it came out. I torrented it. It was a thing, and I have the first set of the Blu-ray. I'll have to get to the second one sometime soon, but I'm keeping up to date with that, along with my old season sets, obviously. I'm keeping those.
I am purchasing the DVD edition, not the Blu-ray one.
Even though he has a PS3,
Yeah, I don't trust that thing. You understand. Every hour it shuts down. I'm enjoying the DVD release. It looks really nice, and I haven't seen very much. I've seen maybe like 3 minutes of the live-action Ranma special. I was told by Jack that really wasn't worth watching all that much.
It's worth watching for Sone. It's worth watching for Sone and the Biki.
I heard that the principal
I
is
posted
awful, and that he has nothing to do with anything.
the prince. I think that's the vice principal. That's the vice principal. It appears. I posted a whole video review about that. That's on my YouTube channel. You can look that up. When I was watching it and I was making the review, but I actually had to correlate my interpretations of these scenes with the summary that I found on Forinken.com, to try to, okay, this is what I'm interpreting here and there. Overall, I thought it was an interesting retelling of the Assault on the Girls' Locker Room saga, and obviously a few other early manga chapters and stuff like that. Some of the liberties and changes taken I don't particularly agree with. Some of them I thought were okay, but I think my main gripe with the show is that I don't. Just what the hell did they do to Nabiki? She's portrayed more like a combination of Akemi from My Son Ikoku and Azusa.
Oh yeah, Azusa Shiritori, yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, like with the whole clutching up to Mr. Panda and cuddling him and everything else like a giant. I cannot imagine her anime and manga self doing those scenes. How could they have confused Nabiki for Azusa Shiratori and not to mention also that Akame character. I forget her last name right now. I never really watched Masonic. I just read about it. Yeah. So the point is, they incorporated the whole thing when she spends all night working at the nightclub and then spends the rest of the day lounging around the place in her underwear. They incorporated those elements, and then they incorporated Azusa's elements of basically cuddling up to anything cute, which I don't understand it. How hard is it to incorporate Nabiki's element? This money grubbing, blackmailing conniver.
My biggest gripe is why is female Rama's hair brown? Why not tomato red?
Maybe it was a bad dyeing or something. Probably a bad job at dyeing it.
Well, I know the manga, there's a little bit of a discrepancy with the hair color.
I actually enjoyed the live action, yeah. I enjoyed it very much. It reminded me of Power Rangers for some reason. Anyway guys, that's the end of the show. And it was nice meeting you all.
It's been great meeting you, Mr. White.
Yeah, it's good to meet you as well. It was quite the interesting experience.
It was great it was awesome meeting you all.
You can check out our Brit series at Rich on the Ranmarotto channel.
Oh look.
Oh yeah. You gotta check it out. It looks amazing. The whole thing looks awesome actually. It sounds like the real thing. But of course abridged.
Oh, thank you. And we're working on episode 6. And that will be out soon.
Anyway, thank you very much for being on the show and for keeping Rama One Half alive to this day.
No worries, it was good to be here.
Thank you as well. Thank you. Alright, thank you, and have a nice day.
Sayonara.